Nearly 4.2 million people are expected to take to the skies over the 4th of July holiday, and today just happens to be the deadline for all aircraft to be compliant with the new 5G technology, which rolls out today on planes by Verizon, AT&T, and some other wireless carriers. There are some issues with that 5G network and how they may affect aircraft's altimeters, which could potentially cause some issues in the sky. Joining us now for some insight is aviation and technology expert and professor at San Jose State, Ahmed Banafa. Great to have you with us, Professor. Good morning.
Good morning, Frank.
Well, this all sounds a little serious and a little scary. Should potential flyers, should we be worried?
Well, I mean, here's the statistics, from the from the government. 80% of the airplanes already have this kind of modification so they can deal with the rollout of the 5G, the C-band. We only have 20% that need to be done. So the impact is not going to be as, we worried about it before. It's going to be less, scary.
Well, tell us what sorts of things could happen if a plane is not compliant.
Well, the altimeter, which is for altitude meter, it's used at that phase of the flight when the airplane is approaching the airport and it's about to land. That's give them the distance from the fixed level, which is the airport, the runway. This is a very crucial point because if there is anything going on the ground, if there is any changes, anything, they're going to be informed about that. The 5G has a frequency very close to the frequency of that device. Now, the government gave time, is actually give more than a year for this to be fixed. Either you modify the altimeter itself or have some kind of a filter that will filter the frequency of the 5G. So 80% they say they fixed it, so the 20% is the one that's still working on that.
And do we know who the 20% are not? That's, I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, not to be specific about it, but there is two airlines that they listed that. It's the Delta and the Blue, those two airlines, JetBlue, they're still working on that, especially for Delta. They have many airplanes that has to be fixed. The fix is going to cost the airlines about $637 million. This is why they ask for more time. And also at the top of that, Frank, we are talking about the international airlines. 65% of the airlines, they did not fix that issue. So there is a problem here.
Well, does it matter how old a plane is? Are the newer planes better equipped or don't have an issue?
Then the newer planes, it's easy to upgrade because it's mostly going to be some kind of a software and few modification. The older planes, they need some kind of more work. And this is why the older models that they need more time to be upgraded.
I'm curious, were the airlines putting up a fight with this? Were they upset? I mean, what you said, almost more than $500 million it's going to cost them to upgrade it. That's $600 million, a lot of money.
Oh, that's a good point. Of course, they ask for more time. They ask for other solutions. Just to understand what's going on here, the tower for the 5G have to be at a certain distance from the airport, so it's not going to interfere with the runways and with the flights or the airplanes. Once you are inside the airport, they switch you to the 4G or to the older technology. For Verizon, AT&T did not pay billions of dollars for this big band, which is the 5G, just to switch back to the old one. I want to give the viewer just an example about how significant is the 5G. If the 3G, if we compare those frequencies to highways, the 3G will be 2 lanes, the 4G will be 6 lanes, and the 5G will be 12 lanes.
Oh, wow.
Which gives so much space for bandwidth for Verizon, for the telecom company, so they can push a lot of contents and have more users. That's why they are fighting very high for that.
I bet. I can imagine how quick that will be. Well, the timing is really not good. July 1st, here we go, the holiday rush in the skies. We got nearly 5 million people going to jump in planes in the next week. You mentioned this earlier, but was there ever any talk to maybe delaying the 5G rollout until everyone's compliant?
Believe it, Frank, this is the third time they delay it. They tried that one in January. They tried in July of last year. Now they have it, in July of this year. It's, the 20% that is still working on this one, trying to upgrade that, should not have that big impact on the travel, on the holiday travels. I mean, the 4th of July always the busiest one. So any kind of changes here and there will have a ripple effect on the on the flight and on the passengers. So let's hope that it's not going to be that big impact.
Well, we're going to find out. Ahmed Banafa out of San Jose State. Professor, really appreciate you getting up with us this morning and shedding a little light on what's going to be happening over our skies here in the weeks to come. Thank you.
Thank you.